So I was at a barbecue with a bunch of friends the other day. Yes, I actually leave the studio on rare occasion. And one of my friends there, who is a huge fan of music but doesn't play an instrument, said he was meaning to ask me a question forever and kept forgetting. And the question was, well, the title of this video, which riff is harder to play, Crazy Train or Black Dog? Answering this question made me think that this could make a cool little series on this channel where we could compare iconic riffs and learn them at the same time, so... Today we are comparing two of the most iconic riffs only ever, which are Randy Rhoads' Crazy Train and Jimmy Page's Black Dog. We're just looking at the main riff, we're not comparing solos and other parts of the songs, and we have 4 criteria to make the comparison. Number 1 is speed. This could be having to play at a high tempo, or a slower tempo but with higher note values like sextuplet eighths. Number 2, picking hand complexity. Does the riff require a lot of complex movement between the picked strings? Number 3, fretting hand complexity. Is this riff like a tongue twister for your fingers? And finally, 4, subtle feel. Does it have a lot of dynamics and little subtle things that make it hard to play just right? Those are the riffs I like to call sneaky difficult. Anyway, I'll be taking each one of these 4 criteria and rating the riff against them from 1 easiest to 10 most difficult. Let's get started. This riff is played at 138 beats per minute, and it's all straight eighth notes. It's not slow, but it's not real fast by any means. Coolness factor is a freaking 10, but the speed complexity is about a 5. Now, as far as our picking hand goes, this one requires some cross-picking and bouncing back and forth. No crazy string skipping, though, and no weird exotic moves needed. This is a good riff for people looking to get into cross-picking, which is a solid intermediate player's technique. For picking hand complexity, we're going to call this a 5. The fretting hand on this one is about the same as the picking hand for difficulty. It's beyond the usual first and third figure pentatonic stuff that everyone is comfortable with, but it's not wandering into the neoclassical shred territory by any means. Territory? Anyway, this open string stuff at the end of the riff is a bit of a tongue twister though, so we're giving it a 5. And for this final category, this is where the riff is simplest. Again, we're playing straight eighth notes and there's no accents to deal with. This is as straightforward as it comes, and thus is a 1 difficulty for subtle feel factors. Let's move on to the competition. This riff clocks in at 81 beats per minute and is a mix of eighth and triplets and oregano and pepper. The pace isn't crazy, but it's not simple either. We're giving this one a 6. Now, as far as your picking hand goes with this, again with this riff, we have a touch of cross picking and even a quick string skip. Some notes are picking and some not, which alleviates a bit of the difficulty on the picking hand and gives you a chance to set up for the correct direction of the next pick. It's quite different from Crazy Train, but equally difficult for other reasons I mentioned, so we'll give this one a 5 too. Now, the fretting hand on this one is where it gets much tougher. Mixing in the hammer-ons and pull-offs and having to do mini barred notes are all things that contribute to the difficulty factor. It changes positions too. The only relief here is that it's kind of in that comfortable blues box and you're not doing any crazy stretches, but we're giving it a solid 7. All right, finally for the subtle feel factor here, we have more going on by far. Between note value changes and even a quick time change, and also having to do this with a kind of swing feel, these things take time to get down right. It's not Sultans of Swing subtlety complex, but it's no joke either. We're giving this one a 7. And so for our final tabulation, Crazy Train scores a 16 out of 40, and Black Dog scores a 25 out of 40. I guess those numbers don't seem too high, but we're leaving a lot of headroom for some really ridiculously crazy difficult stuff. And so for my friend at the party, here's your really long-winded answer. If you guys want to see me do any other riff battles, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to play each one now with tabs for those of you who want to learn the full riff. I'll do it at half speed, then at full speed for y'all. And until next time, guys, keep making great music. Hey friends, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. It makes the whole world better.